From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast in sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
No.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold Mayday beer and let's get after it.
Let's do it.
This is their new lager, Soul, which is out now. It's a good beer. Don't forget, Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brewery, the official beer of Pucks Out Podcast. Join us there at Mayday Brewery in Murfreesboro on January 15th for a Predators watch party. There'll be a raffle to all proceeds going to help the guys over at 7 Element, which is a amazing 501c that helps veterans and first responders get into and find a path to organized hockey and sports. They'll be there. There will also be a almost the Nashville Vols, the UT basketball watch party over in the brewery. They'll be playing Kentucky, so come on out and watch the Preds get a win over Boston and the Vols get a win over Kentucky. It'll be a great time. A lot of great people, a lot of great beer. You could win things like some luxury Preds tickets. You can win some free beer. Well, you got to buy a raffle ticket, but it's free for the price of the raffle ticket. There's a bunch of other stuff. There will even be a $100 gift card to Bright Ideas Tattoo that a friend of the show, John Knox, is donating. He's done all my work. He does great work. Check them out. How are you this week, bud?
Good, man. Been busy, over the Christmas season, obviously. Sad that we didn't get to do our Christmas episode last week. This time when this one releases, we should be headed to Columbus. Yeah. Hopefully that game won't get postponed. That's on us. Lots of postponements, but love this time of year. How about you, man? Anything fun? Get anything good for Christmas?
Oh yeah, I got some good things. Got a new TV. Got some cool dumbbells. Got a nice. Trying to think of some other things. The big stuff. I got a dope Bayer jersey.
Nice, yeah.
So the mayor of Murfreesboro. So that's always awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Got my you know how much I love Cards Against Humanity. One of my favorite games to play, and I either lost or got my huge pack of cards. I had a bunch of expansion packs get stolen. I either lost them. Those all got replaced, plus some more. And something new to the. I don't know who it's from. I received it in the mail. It's from. It was from England. So.
Maybe it's Keith.
He's in England now. But if you send us this really cool light up Pucks Out Podcast on air sign, hit us up. I don't know who sent it to me.
It's amazing. We love it. It looks perfect right here in the studio.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thank you guys. Today we're covering a bunch. We're talking about the best of 2021 in sports. We've got plenty of news, and we've got some stuff that snaps our stick. Don't forget to check us out on What a Maneuver and Patreon to support the show. Let's jump straight into the news. Oh, before we do, next week, we will be joined by the founder of 7 Element, Brian Bailey. He'll be joining us next week to give us a little info about what they do, what they're about. Look forward to having him on the show. Let's jump into the news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
Before we pop into this news, I'm frustrated about you. I hate it when we have people that do good in the world on our show. It's not really what we're about. We didn't really discuss it. We try to take good from the world, Bobby, and not put more back into it. So we'll discuss this later. It doesn't seem like
let's see how he is once he leaves the show.
Maybe that's what you're thinking we can corrupt this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in on that.
How's that eggnog over there, bud?
It's pretty good. Yeah, had me a couple
got my mom's
sips,
eggnog.
Pairing well with the lager.
Yeah, very well.
Pairing fantastically with the lager.
And I've also got some iced coffee over here, so it's just
you've mixed yours. I see.
Yeah, it's a lot going on over here. More postponed games. We're at the tail end. Hopefully, of this, group of postponed games. Tonight's games, we record on Tuesday. Tonight's game got postponed about 15 minutes ago. So
this sounds like all of those words you just said sounded like March of 2020 talk.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. All I want is if they're going to cancel this game in Columbus, which is tradition for us going to a Predators game in Columbus, I just want them to do it earlier rather than later. Because if they did it at the same time they did today's games, we would have already been
pretty much in Columbus,
almost there, if not there already.
We would be there because it's 5:30 Columbus time, so we would be there by now.
Yeah,
I guess we would just be, saying, all right, go to the bathroom, let's get back home.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we would have to remedy it somehow. Maybe stop by, see something cool. Maybe that deli that you took me 45 minutes off the path to go to in Louisville. I bring that story up quite often. I felt
like we didn't really go off the path. I felt like
we went 45 minutes off the path, Bob.
How did I even find that deli?
How do you find anything? You heard it from some random person that was like, "Oh yeah, Louisville, you should go here."
It was a decent deli though.
It was fine. It was fine.
I mean, it wasn't spectacular, but
it was not 45 minutes off the track. I get a lot of mileage out of that story though. Like, I'm upset that it happened, but I'm glad that it happened because I use it to make fun of you quite a bit. Anytime Stephanie and I are going somewhere, I'm like, well, I mean, we can go this place. We'll go to Columbia real quick. We'll just swing through.
But yeah, so a lot of postponed games. So it's really hard to be hockey commentators when there's not hockey being played. So, but we'll do our best. McDavid leads all-star captain voting currently with 30%, Ovi at 29%. I believe that the Central Division is being led by McKinnon and Kaprizov.
Okay.
Last I checked. So
I called Kaprizov.
Yeah.
I said that he deserved to be there. I'm not that McKinnon's not great, but I mean, he's been hurt on and off.
Yeah.
I think Kaprizov is really...
He's also a fan favorite.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you expect him to beat out Kaprizov, who's still early in his career, but I think that he's just had the better season so far. More deserving in my mind.
I did see Trevor Zegras was up there. It's pretty high in the voting as well.
That you're doing.
Yeah.
You told our
people.
loyal.
Although he is on the COVID list now, so we'll see what that does for his chances.
It raises them.
Yeah,
he's got more time to campaign.
Yeah, what time to do sweet Michigan style goals?
He's sitting at home voting.
Yeah. Paul Maurice resigns as the Jets head coach. That was honestly that was
really
surprising.
That was a little surprising to me.
Yeah, didn't even get fired, just resigned. So I wonder where he'll wind up next. With the
he's going to the house.
Carousel.
He's going to the house.
He's on his way. Oh, gee. NHL players not headed to the Olympics this year. COVID issues. NHLPA. Players are not happy about it. Brad Marchand put out a complaint tweet today, pretty much saying, hey, if we can have taxi squads, let's have taxi squads for that. And while I understand where he's coming from, you also have to look at it from the point of view, like, let's use Brad Marchand as a perfect example. The Bruins are in a tough playoff race in that division. Mm-hmm. That would be 3 weeks without a guy like Brad Marchand, who is a pivotal part of that team. If he that would create a huge competitive inconsistency in the league if they had to use taxi players instead of going on a pause for the Olympics. I don't see that happening, from the Players Association or the league wanting that. That's just not feasible. I get why these guys want to go be competitive for their country and do that, but
it's a business. I mean, that's you hate to say that. As much as I'd love to see them play for the Olympics, and we've said this many times before that they should be playing for the Olympics. This is a little bit of a different situation.
And it's not just the 3 weeks Olympics. It's, you'd have to assume that Beijing would require them to quarantine before they get there. Maybe that's 5 to 10 days. And then they'd have to quarantine when they get back. So that's another 5 to 10 days. We're looking at almost a month, possibly a month and a half of some of these teams not having their best players. That's not feasible this year. I think that the IHF or whatever, the NHL, they should partner with somebody and have a North American tournament after this, and I think the fans would love it. The players would love it. Have it during the off season, and that'd be great. Not this year for the Olympics, though, as sad as it is. Yeah. Eichel could return before the All-Star break. He's skating with his team. I believe he could be. I think he'll more than likely be back after the All-Star break in mid-February. But yeah, he looks like he's on track. He's sticking to his timetable, and that's going to be a huge pickup for Vegas once they get him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
that'll be like a massive free agent, move.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That'll be very good for them, especially with all the troubles they've had this year with COVID. And that division's a little bit tighter than everyone thought it would be.
Kind of goes back to the the Line thing. Kind of find out if it's a team or a player type of situation as well. Obviously,
I think it's a little bit more clear cut with Eichel that it's a team thing.
Sure,
still,
sure. I mean, they made some moves though, and it didn't happen. We talked about that, so we'll see. I mean, definitely a great influx for Vegas, like you're saying, though. I mean, they could definitely use that in a more competitive Pacific than we anticipated earlier on in the season.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
I have never seen it so competitive in the NFL. I mean, it is so competitive right now.
Yeah. I mean, last week, I guess 2 weeks ago, we've got a water bet about who's going to win that division. And honestly, did we discuss what happens if Miami wins that division? Did we both lose?
I think we both lose. Remember, I'd said that, I mean, they were my dark horse to win it over New England.
Yeah, but and I even said that Miami has a chance. I think the water bet was, Bills and New England. Now, you would have called it if if Miami comes, but I think for the water bet, we both end up losing. Maybe Stephanie gets us both.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
But I think after this weekend's big win by Buffalo, I mean, let's see it comes back down to the last two games of the season. I don't know if the Patriots have what it takes now. I think the Patriots play I can't remember who they play the last two games. I don't know what their schedule looks like.
I don't know.
I think they play the Dolphins one more time.
Possibly.
I think the Patriots. I think the Dolphins play the Titans and the Patriots.
Yeah. I mean, Titans, big win for the Titans. Big win for the Titans, and the Colts not going to be able to play with.
The Patriots play the Jaguars and the Dolphins the next two games.
Okay. I mean, who do the Bills have remaining?
Bills play the Falcons and the Jets. So I don't know what happens if they both win out because they split the series.
If they both win out, the Bills win.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, because the record's better right now?
I think division record is better.
Okay, because I know they split the series. Yeah. And then if the Dolphins win out, then I think if the Dolphins win out, they need the Bills to drop one, and then they win the division, I believe.
They would need the Bills to drop one, certainly, to win the division. Yes.
So, I mean, that division, this is probably the tightest that division's been in, got to be, 25 years?
Oh,
maybe 30 years?
It is so. I mean, they're right now, the Dolphins and the Patriots are both sitting in wild card spots.
Yeah. When was the last time this division had three contenders like this? Like, that's insane. Probably never.
Seriously. Yeah. I mean, the Colts are in that other spot after a really rough start. They're going to have a tough go of it with Wentz out with COVID. Yeah. So that's really helpful for the Titans. The Titans need to go in and get a W this coming up week. With 2 wins in the bag against the Colts, I think a win would lock up.
So I think the Titans have the division locked up. I think, though, that the Colts are...
I mean, they're only a game ahead.
Yeah, I think the Colts are going to be dangerous in the playoffs. I think the Titans, the Titans could get Derrick Henry back too, and they'll be dangerous. But I think, I got the Colts Super Bowl odds, I think 3 weeks ago when they were like plus 900. I'm sure that those odds are not nearly as good now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so college football playoffs begin this Friday. I'm excited. Good to see Cincy in there. They're a long shot. Hope they pull it out. Don't see it happening.
13.5 is the current spread. I think that is easy money for Alabama. You said the over/under is 57. Is that correct?
I believe so. It might have been. Yeah. I think it was 57.
I'm not going to bet on the over/under. I probably would bet under.
Yeah, I want to see how much that changes when we get closer, because especially with COVID and stuff. But I mean, again, I'm probably going to stay away from the over/under just because. I mean, Alabama could go out there and put up 40 points in the first half, and then they put in their second string guys, and then Cincy comes out and throws two touchdowns, and then You know, it's not a game, but they got some points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just hard to tell if they can get any points on the board. I think 57 it blows it out. Yeah. But I'm not confident in the offense of Cincinnati going and making this a competitive enough game to get 57 on the board. And with 14 it was a 13.5 spread. So what's the implied total there for Alabama?
30 something.
Yeah, it'd be about 37 points. I mean, they could go out.
I definitely see Alabama getting more than 37 points, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on if Cincy has a decent enough defense. You've seen in some of these college football playoff games where it's slowed down a bit. I don't see that. I mean, I see Alabama getting that 37, but I don't see Cincinnati.
Especially if they get up, they could pull some of their offense guys to save them for the final.
Yeah. I mean, they don't need to save anybody. They've got 17 five-star recruits waiting to play. So, I'm excited. I'm much more excited for that Georgia-Michigan. I like the Michigan line, plus 230. I think Georgia is going to win, but I'm going to go put in some money on Michigan's line. Okay. I did like that as a value more. I mean, the Michigan's played some good football this year, so we'll see what they can do.
Sure. So for our main topic today, we are talking about the best of 2021. We are getting close to the end of the year, ringing in 2022. So it's going to take a minute, look back at what has felt like the longest year ever. Frankly, the last 3 years have felt like the longest 3 years ever. So we're just going to go through this. These are not really order. We're going to just talk about them. We're going to start with one of the great moments in NFL. Tom Brady win Super Bowl number 7 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's possibly looking to do it again. You know, there's Tampa's possible. Looking good.
They got a lot of folks that are hurt, are injured.
Mike Evans out on the COVID list right now, so that's not great.
Godwin out. Yeah. Fournette out. They got a slew of.
They made it look easy against Carolina, though.
Later on down the road, early on, it was a closer game than you would have normally expected. But yeah, I mean, looking to go for number 8. So a return of all the fans to the stadiums and arenas. Something and
we might be speaking too soon. They might be out here soon. And Canada's already kicked them out.
No, we did not speak too soon because we are almost done with 2021. Yeah. That definitely did happen. Now, at the end of it, it may not happen. But 2021, we made it through with fans in the arena.
For Canada, they started the year not in the arena, and they're ending the year not in the arena.
Absolutely, yeah. They know the feeling of not having those fans there. What else we got?
Cincinnati crashes the college football playoffs. It is great to finally see a team like that, Cincinnati, get in. You know, one of our greatest complaints is with only 4 teams is that it's hard for teams like Cincinnati to get in.
Yeah, you really hope that as a fan of a team doing this, that
they don't pull a Notre Dame.
They don't get smacked around real good.
Yeah,
which I unfortunatately think that they will.
Like if they can lose, but hell, they could lose by 2 touchdowns, and as long as it looks competitive, like if then
they just can't get slammed.
If they leave out there and it's 48-27. Yeah, people say that. You know fine. What?
That was enough. I mean, Alabama can do that to any team. That's regardless of where. So, NCAA athletes gaining control of their likeness and their name.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a huge one.
We've seen college football players in commercials, and we got Fansville with Dr. Pepper. So that's great. That's really awesome for them to finally kind of win that battle.
Mental health of a lot of athletes becoming a important issue in the eyes of athletes and fans in the industry. We're seeing this with people like Simone Biles, with
Calvin Ridley.
We're seeing a lot of these athletes finally say, "Hey, I'm not just here for your entertainment. I am a person," and they can take some personal time, get their head straight, and that's it's good for the game. It's good for young people to see that that's okay, and it's good to finally see that coming out.
Absolutely. Braves winning a World Series was great. It was more important that the Astros didn't, which is why I included it on here.
And they did it the same year that Hank Aaron passed away.
Yeah, but been the first time in a while that Georgia has won any type of championship. I don't think that the Bulldogs will help them in any regard. So that's that was cool to see the Braves win that one.
NHL back on ESPN, baby.
Yeah,
it's been nice.
We talked about that. Yeah,
a lot of complaints from people, talking about how the audio isn't good. But if you go back and look at when NHL and NBC the first couple of years, they it's rough sledding. It's a lot of technicality stuff that you have to work through.
And I mean, right there at the end of the NBC, I mean, the audio still wasn't great. They had because of the trash announcers that they had. So the audio wasn't great. You could hear it better, but it was wearing on my nerves. So I'm glad to see the change myself.
Hideki Matsuyama wins the Masters, the first Japanese American, the first Asian born winner of the Masters.
I think it was the male. I think
male. Okay,
I think, the female had
you're right. Yep.
Japanese winner.
Yep,
before.
You're right. So that great to see that the Milwaukee Bucks winning the championship. I believe, and you might have to correct me on this. I believe it's either 17 or 21 year drought for them.
It was a long time for sure.
Yeah.
They were not good for a good period of time.
Yeah.
So it was crazy to see beating out Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton with the Suns. That's still a very competitive team that can still has championship hopes alive this coming year.
Yeah. Baylor beats Gonzaga in the NCAA tournament. They ruined Gonzaga's almost perfect season, so that's always good to see. Won me some money on that game. I always like to see that.
Yeah, I won some money. I won some money there too. I mean, they were the better basketball team in that tournament. Yeah. I mean, Gonzaga got all of the hype. And they had the fun. They had the fun players. The best team all year. Baylor was a superior basketball team.
Yeah,
that. Gonzaga stood no chance when that game started.
Sure.
Lightning getting their second Stanley Cup in a row. Still haven't been able to do it in an 82 game season.
Yeah.
Still waiting on them to do it there. But twofer is a pretty impressive feat. So
Braden Point was supposed to make his return tonight, actually, until the game got postponed. So interesting to see how now before the game. I was thinking about getting on and betting all dogs tonight, dude, because there's so many variables, with so many people out, with Cooch out and everything. I was thinking of getting on and saying, hey, you know what, I'll throw some money on the Habs. I think they were plus 350 to win, and and I think
a value for sure.
Yeah, and then the Kings against Vegas, a depleted Vegas roster. I was going to get on. I think Kings were plus 200, plus 150 to win at home. I was going to go all.
It's still letting people bet on games. So.
But yeah, so I was going to go all dogs tonight. It happens. But yeah, so 2021 was sports. It was listen, if you look past the absolute shittiness of this year because of COVID and stuff, some good things happened, especially for sports. It's always interesting. It's always fun to see upsets and new things that we've seen this year. What do you have any predictions for 2022?
No, I think COVID is probably here for a good little bit.
Yeah.
I think that this is a new sports normal for a good bit until you can get a larger scale portion of the population vaccinated. I think this is just a kind of a new normal, and to expect it. It's tough for fantasy sports and just regular sports fans in general. But it's tough for the players and guys that are dealing with this as well. So, you got to kind of fight through it. So no big predictions, or nothing that stands out in my mind right now. Going to be a good year for sports, as it always is in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to games of the week.
Games of the week. Bobby and Brandon do the work, so you don't have to. The best from around the NHL and what to watch.
All righty. It has been 2 weeks. Our last segment, we had a good bit of postponements. All right, yeah. So Vaughn has 29, 22, and 1 postponement. So let's jump straight into it. What is your first game of the week?
Okay, so I jumped in and stole it because, hopefully we will be there. Predators playing the Blue Jackets Thursday the 30th at 6 p.m. That's Central Time for us. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going with the Preds. They usually do a pretty good job when we go see them play. Well, except for that one time that they didn't do as good. I'm going with the Preds. They're playing good. They were playing good hockey before a bunch of postponements. I think they're going to continue.
I think they went into the pause with 7 straight, something like that.
Yeah, looking real good. So I'm going Predators.
Yeah. Thursday night, I've got Calgary versus Seattle at 9 p.m. I think Calgary. This is becoming a good matchup. I think Calgary takes this one, especially with fan favorite Brandon Tanev out for the year. So yeah, I've got Calgary over Seattle on Thursday.
Friday, I have the Rangers playing the Lightning. That's the 31st, New Year's Eve, 6 p.m. I got the Lightning winning that. Liking the Rangers, but the Lightning, Braden Point, as you said, scheduled to come back. I think that they're gonna be able to beat the Rangers out on Friday.
Friday night, I got the Washington Capitals versus Detroit. Detroit's been looking good this season. But I think Caps are there, and I think Ovi is going to be going a whole nother level, because once again, his race to the record has been
thwarted a bit.
Yeah. So, but
I say they're going to make these up, though. So.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But I think the Caps take this one Friday night. What do you got on Saturday?
Saturday, we have the same thing. The Winter Classic. Blues playing the Wilds. Up in Minneapolis. That's the first. This is actually a 6 p.m. game, so that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, lights on for that.
I picked it first, so I got the first pick. I'm going with the Wild.
Yeah.
Home team taking it there in Target Field.
I had to take the Blues, and it was my idea that we both take this, but I'm taking the Blues because of
they could win. They could very easily win the game.
But so I would like to see the Wild win. But if the Blues win, at least I gain a little. At least
you gain a little song.
Yeah. On Sunday, you got a noon game.
I actually got the noon game. Sharks Penguins Sunday the 2nd at 12 p.m. I'm going to go with the Penguins on that. As sad as I am that they are looking a lot better and looking potentially towards a playoff spot, so I'm going to go with the Penguins.
On Sunday, I've got the Ducks versus the Avs. The Ducks have been looking hot, and in fact, they have more points than the Avs. But Trevor Zegras is out. We'll see what happens if they're back by Sunday. But I think the Avs are going to start climbing up the division. I've got the Avs taking it. That's Sunday at 2 p.m.
Okay. My final game, actually your final game.
Yeah. On Monday, there was 3 games slated, but as of now, there's only 2 games being played. I've got the Oilers over the Rangers. I believe it's in Edmonton. But yeah, I like the Oilers in this one at 6 p.m.
Don't normally like doing this. Wild playing the Senators. I'm going to take the Wild again. 6:30 p.m. on Monday the 3rd. I had the other game. That one has already, as you stated, had already been postponed. So I had to change to this one. So hopefully Wild having a good week for your boy. He needs a nice little influx. Though some of the losses and postponements you've taken have pushed me a little bit closer to you. Yeah. So I need some of that. I need that to happen.
Staying competitive. But all right, we're going to move on over to Joke of the Week now.
The Weird. Corey Perry. See, I don't like this. Wild.
I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it.
Outlandish.
Each 6th chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister.
And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the Joke of the Week.
All right, we're going back to Christmas Eve of 2018 in Norfolk, Virginia. It was Christmas Eve on 2018 when Derek Roundtree got on his bike and headed to a convenience store in downtown Norfolk.
Was he being safe?
Well, he probably could have been a little safer, but as the 43-year-old man rode past the police cruiser on his bicycle, an officer briefly sounded the siren and flashed its lights and said something over a megaphone. The citizen who was just riding his bike thought that it was for somebody else in a car, so he just continued on his path. Then, about a couple minutes later, once he was back in his apartment complex, riding through his apartment complex, he was tackled, and the reason being was he did not have a headlight on his bike, which, I'll be honest, I did not know that was a thing.
That's dangerous, Bobby.
He was unaware of what was happening, and because of the stop was for safety reasons. Well, when he was tackled, several bones in his leg were broken. He had to spend Probably it's America. It's a lot of money at the hospital.
Oh yeah. I mean the lawsuit that he has put on the city, this $1.5 million. That's not going to be enough.
Yeah, his right leg, was broken in 3 places. And after all this, they determined he was still fined the $15 for not having a headlight.
Well, I mean, get your headlight game right, bro. Get your headlight game right, bro. Like, what do you want from me? That's a little silly. Like when they did eventually get him, like he was like in a neighborhood.
And by Virginia law, they tried to hit him with evading police. They said that he was
just like walking.
Well, the court decided by Virginia law that he was riding too slowly for police to claim he was fleeing from them.
Well, looks like that guy's going to get him some fat stacks, dude. About 1.5 mil. So he can.
I should have read the rest of this story.
Oh, no.
Even if the lawsuit is successful, Roundtree will not see any benefits from it. He was killed in a daytime shooting near the Shop and Go Market in East Virginia Beach.
Well, that was sad. Wow.
Sorry, guys. Happy New Year.
There will be no.
The family, however,
advantage.
is continuing to pursue the lawsuit against the department, according to Roundtree's obituary. Weird thing to put in an obituary, but okay.
Just so y'all know, he's dead, but we are still going after that money.
We really should start reading a little bit into their article and not just the headline.
Well, it was really your fault for reading the rest of it. I just generally don't read the end of them.
Oh, yikes. Okay. Maybe I'll start reading them a little bit internally before reading them on a mic.
Yeah, you just shouldn't have read it out loud. We would have never known. Nobody would have looked it up. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
All right, moving on. We're talking a little bit of pop culture. We were going to talk about Hawkeye. You haven't seen the finale
Did not
yet.
see the finale
So
yet.
next week, we'll plan on talking a little Hawkeye. And then after that, back to Summer Bond. We have to film our video segment, which we will get to. It's the holidays, so it's a little tough. But let's talk a little bit. We're past the Christmas right now. Favorite gift of all time?
Yeah, I made up the question. I didn't really have one in mind.
Yeah,
I'm
like trying to think through all my gifts, and it's a hard one.
The year I got my bicycle, like a Huffy. I had the pegs and all that. So that was super cool. Getting different video game systems always was cool. Year I got my Tamagotchi. A little Dalmatian. You remember the Tamagotchis?
I didn't have one, but I know of them. Didn't have one.
Yeah, they're dope.
Yeah, I think for me, a top one is getting paintball gun stuff.
Yeah.
It was a sophomore in high school. I got some big ass, Alpine subs for my truck.
Nice.
It's always dope.
Nice.
This year got a dope ass 75-inch TV.
Nice.
My wife got me really, really good 4 rows from the ice Stadium Series tickets.
Nice.
So those are always dope because originally, we were thinking about getting, nosebleeds. And it's like, do I want to spend? I don't even want to spend. But then she got me, nice aisle seats, right there in the 50-yard line.
Right.
I think, it's hard to pick one.
Yeah. No, just more just something that stood out in your mind. The first Xbox I ever got really, really stands out for me. Yeah, there's always been a few.
I do remember I got the first Assassin's Creed game for Christmas, and that was cool. I was playing that for years.
Yeah. Those cool games that maybe you expect or you don't expect, but you get that.
I got Modern Warfare 2 one year.
Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure I got. I think Modern Warfare 1 was a Christmas gift, and that most certainly ran into the ground pretty good. Yeah. So. But cool, just a little finishing up since we missed last week. Fun holiday, gifting type of deal. Did you give any good gifts that you were super proud of this year?
I am usually pretty bad at giving gifts. I'm not the best gift giver. So with my wife, I just go quantity over quality and hope that something hits. And I got some stuff off the list. I got her a ozone generator, which she's a huge fan of. It's a household gift.
Gotcha.
Trying to think about. I've gotten her jewelry before that I know she likes. I got her. She works at a desk all day. Got her this dope, massage chair thing that kind of goes on the chair.
Sure.
Stuff like that. Yeah, we have an understanding that she's really good at gift giving, and I'm just like, well, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
A lot of times
money and you can get exactly
yeah,
what you want.
yeah,
type
for
of
sure.
Deal. Yeah, me, Stephanie, she wanted a Patagonia, so I got her a Patagonia. The first one I got from Sun and Ski Sports was actually a kid's Patagonia, so she did not get that. But I also hate returning stuff. So with all of the recent tornadoes and bad weather and the season, I just gave it to my mom to donate. I was like, make sure a good family gets this so I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't care about the money. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
But I got her some Super Nintendo games, some of which were for me. They were sports games, so those are games I'll play with her.
Yeah.
Nephew into Hot Wheels. Stephanie's nephew's into Legos. So fun stuff that I can get now. I usually hit the gift game pretty good. So,
all right, let's move on into what's snapping your stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right. So I experienced this firsthand, working in my day job. I know my mom experiences it. So if you get a gift on Christmas Day, you should not, on Christmas Day, attempt to contact customer support because you're having issues or you're too dumb to read directions. And wait till the day after, because those are people responding to you, and people like us where we are required to respond in a certain amount of time. We don't want to have to see your emails how we ruined your Christmas because you ordered something on the.
I would love that
because you ordered something on the 20th and it didn't arrive by the 24th.
If you don't want to send it to Bob and Standing Stone Farms, I would love to know how your Christmas was ruined. Because I'm going to be honest with you,
you're not affiliated.
I do not care.
Yeah.
I'm not affiliated whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't care about your Christmas.
Yeah.
If we're being completely honest, so send them my way.
I'm not officially giving out your email because then it's like, oh well, you gave him the email to who to send it to. But if you find Brandon's email,
find my email, I'll take the complaint. I'll field it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pass it along. I mean, I may pass it along in the sense that I'm going to tell the funny story, but nothing's going to get done about your complaint. I would love to know how your Christmas was ruined because if there's something that we've stood by on this show for a long time, it's I really don't care about your kids and their Christmas. And no offense to your kids, I'm sure that you want them to have a good Christmas and that's all that matters, right? But no, I don't care about your kids or your Christmas or your lack of planning. You want to know when my planning for Christmas in 2022 started? December 26th of 2021. Yeah. I'm already geared up. I'm ready to go. Okay.
What you got?
Mine also Christmas related. I didn't do this and I actually didn't even see it this year, but giving gifts that have a battery requirement and not giving the batteries as well. That's a rookie mistake. And it makes you potentially, you could have the best gift that was given to this person, generally kids. If you didn't get them batteries and they can't use it, bro, your gift is garbage.
And that's the bare minimum. Now, if you want to be a champ,
put the batteries in.
Well, not just that, but if you see they come with batteries, no. Those trash batteries, go get some Duracells.
Get some batteries. Yeah. Pack of batteries attached to it.
Don't let the trash batteries that come with it, who've been sitting in that box probably 2 years.
That's odd. Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's garbage. It's garbage batteries. Yeah. Hook this person up because it's more than likely a child.
Yeah.
But this isn't exclusive to children. If you give an adult something that needs batteries, they want to mess around with their toys as well.
Batteries as a gift is also a great. If you get someone like the big bulk pack of double A's, that's a great gift, man.
Just batteries.
Get them go to Costco and get the big bulk pack of triple A's and double A's.
Everybody needs batteries. Yeah. Everybody needs batteries always, and they never have that
because everyone's always doing this shift. Like, well, I guess I'll take the batteries from this remote, and then you never remember.
You're not. I know that at least if any of you are listening to this at the house, at least 30% of you are hearing a beep. It probably happened right now. Change your smoke detector batteries.
Yeah. PSA. Check your smoke detectors. It's that time of year.
This isn't a PSA though for them. This is just in case I come over. I don't want to hear your garbage beep.
I'm going to throw an extra one in here because I saw it a lot on TikTok and social media. Don't fry turkeys inside. I don't care if your thing says you can fry it inside. It's the same as with when baby wipes say that they're flushable. Yeah, just because you can technically do something doesn't mean
Let me hit you with this. Let me hit you with this. I'm going to one-up it. Don't make turkey at all. Boom.
True. Turkey's trash.
Christmas. I just saved your Christmas, okay?
Yeah. But also don't use the big air fryer or don't use the big fryer for chicken either inside or in the garage. Take it outside. If there's an open flame and grease, take it outside.
Yeah, get outside. Nobody wants you in there.
Yeah. People got things to do. We don't got to sit. Firefighters have better things to do than save your Christmas because you.
If you're outside of Tennessee, you're fine. We'll watch the video. But inside of Tennessee, we don't know specifically where you are. So don't do it.
Yeah. But all right, guys, we will see you next week. No fantasy show this week. Davey might be, I think, is on the COVID restriction list.
He's vitted up.
Yeah,
he's
and
vitted.
we don't have a taxi squad yet, so
no taxi squad to bring in. Sass is in town now, though. Maybe we'll put him on the taxi squad.
Yeah, taxi it up. All right, guys, we will see you next week.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.